She had the perfect life. At least, that's what it looked like from the outside. A loving husband. 2 beautiful daughters. A life built on smiles, bedtime stories, and picture-perfect moments. But behind the doors of their quiet suburban home, something darker was growing. A missing mother. 2 vanished children. And a father with a secret too heavy to keep hidden. Before we dive into this haunting story of a family destroyed from within, make sure to like and subscribe to True Crime TJAN. This one will leave you questioning the signs we miss in the people we trust most. Daniel Harper, 34, was a soft-spoken systems engineer. His wife Emily, 32, was a rising social media influencer with a smile that never seemed to fade. Their daughters, Lily and Grace, 5 and 3 years old, were often seen skipping through the front yard in matching dresses, their laughter echoing down the quiet streets of Meadowbrook. Online, Emily documented everything. The birthday parties, the vacations, the pancake breakfasts. Her followers adored her. "You're living the dream," one comment read. And it looked like she was. But behind those smiling photos was a truth she couldn't share. A truth even she didn't fully understand yet. At first, it was subtle. Shorter conversations. More time at work. Late-night texts he wouldn't explain. When Emily asked, he'd sigh. "I'm just tired." But tired turned into cold. And cold turned into distant. She began sleeping alone more often than not. Still, Emily kept posting. Happy photos. Family quotes. Morning selfies with the girls. Because that's what her followers expected. That's what she expected. But deep down, she knew something was wrong. She started writing in a small, spiral notebook, one she hid in the bathroom vent. She wrote, "He doesn't look at me the same way. I think he's lying about something. I'm scared to ask." On a good Monday morning, Emily missed the usual coffee meet-up with her friend. Then she didn't respond to texts. By 11 a.m., Sarah was worried. She drove to the Harper home. Emily's SUV was in the driveway. The porch light was on. But no one answered the door. No movement. No sound. At 12:47 p.m., Sarah called 911. Officer James Bell responded. He entered through the garage and found the house quiet but not chaotic. Emily's phone was still on the kitchen counter, charging. Her purse sat beside a half-finished smoothie. Lily's favorite teddy bear lay abandoned on the living room rug. No sign of struggle. No sign of anyone. Just, gone. Daniel arrived home after being called at work. He seemed calm. Too calm. "They probably went to her mother's," he said. "We had an argument. She wanted space." Detective Laura Mitchell wasn't convinced. Daniel answered questions. But his answers were vague. Rehearsed. Security footage from a neighbor's door camera revealed something strange, Daniel backing his work truck into the driveway around 4:30 a.m. Monday morning. He was seen loading large, unidentifiable items into the truck bed. He claimed he left for work around 6:30 a.m. But the footage told a different story. Emily's phone stopped transmitting data just after 7:40. Lily's tablet disconnected at 6:03 a.m. Whatever happened, it happened before sunrise. But before the disappearance of his family, there was another lady in the picture, one that remained hidden from his family and the world. Her name was Rachel Mendez. 28. She worked at Daniel's office. She had no idea Daniel was still living with his wife and children, and they spoke only through texts like Daniel instructed. And with Daniel being locked up in detention as a crime suspect, Detective Mitchell invested more time into the case before she eventually discovered the side chick in the picture, and with warrants, they stormed to Rachel's house for questioning, demanding to know everything she knew about the Harper family, and at that point, the whole truth came to light. "He told me the divorce was in progress," Rachel said. He said Emily was controlling. Manipulative. He made it sound like he was trapped. Rachel turned over text messages. In one, Daniel wrote. Soon it'll just be us. I'm so close to being free. He wasn't planning a breakup. He was planning an escape, one where no one would ever know he had dissolved his family like a ghost. By Thursday, the case had made local news. Missing mother and daughters read the headlines. Social media erupted with support. #FindEmily trended. Her followers begged for updates. Daniel did a brief interview. He spoke slowly. Emotionlessly, but it was all lies. She's a good mother, he said. I just want them home. But viewers noticed something strange. Not once did he say I miss them. Detective Mitchell returned with a warrant and searched Daniel's truck. Cadaver dogs alerted on the rear wheel wells. The carpets had been recently cleaned. Too clean. Confronted with the mounting evidence, Daniel finally broke. He asked for a lawyer, but Mitchell was no amateur in the game. She had leverage and she was going to use every bit of it. You aren't getting any lawyer here. We found your side chick and she told me everything, so you better start talking and I might just have friends who might take pity on you and save your sorry ass. Detective Mitchell said with fury and disgust in her voice. Daniel was calm for some minutes as tiny goosebumps appeared on his skin, and without hesitation he changed his mind. I'll tell you everything. Daniel sat in the gray-walled interrogation room, hands folded, voice steady. She confronted me about the affair. I didn't deny it. We fought. She said she was going to leave and take the girls. I panicked. He said he smothered Emily while she slept. The girls walked in afterward. They were crying. Confused. I told them mommy was sick. That she'd be okay. He placed their bodies in his truck and drove to an oil site where he sometimes worked maintenance. Emily was buried in a shallow grave. The girls, he hesitated. I didn't plan to hurt them, he said. But I couldn't leave them to grow up with this. He smothered them one by one. His voice never cracked. With anger in Detective Mitchell's eyes, she swung into action, alerting the officers at once as they drove off in crowds with Daniel in tight custody. Search crews recovered the bodies. Emily's wrapped in a bed sheet. The girls placed in separate holes near an oil tank. The news exploded. Suburban father confesses to murdering wife and daughters. Behind the smile, the Harper family tragedy. Rachel, in an attempt to save her name, deleted her accounts. Emily's pages became memorials. Daniel Harper was charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder, tampering with a body, and obstruction. He waived trial. He knew what he had done. At sentencing, the judge called his actions cold, calculated, and monstrous. Daniel showed no emotion. He was sentenced to life without parole. A few weeks after the trial, the new owners of the Harper home contacted police. They'd found a small notebook inside the bathroom vent. Detective Mitchell opened it. It was Emily's handwriting. Page after page described her fears, her confusion, her growing dread. He doesn't touch me anymore. He disappears for hours and won't say where he's been. The girls asked why Daddy is always angry. The final page read. If something happens to me, it wasn't an accident. Mitchell stared at the words for a long time. Emily had seen it coming. No one else had. The Harper home stood empty for nearly a year. Windows shuttered. Grass overgrown. Toys still in the yard. Neighbors walked by quietly. Children crossed the street to avoid it. It became a symbol, not of evil, but of denial. Of trusting appearances. Of believing a smile over a scream. Sarah Turner, Emily's friend, was still grieving. She organized a vigil. The community came. Hundreds of candles lined the sidewalk. Photos of Emily and the girls were hung on the porch. A sign read. Not just a tragedy. A warning. Why didn't anyone see the signs? Why didn't Emily leave sooner? Could someone, anyone, have stopped it? People debated endlessly. Podcasts picked it apart. Experts gave opinions. But the truth was simple. Daniel didn't look like a killer. He looked like a husband. A father. A neighbor. He smiled in family photos. And then he destroyed it all. Years later, Detective Laura Mitchell keeps Emily's notebook on her shelf. She still reads it from time to time. She trains young officers now. She tells them the Harper case isn't just about murder, it's about listening. Listening to fear. To intuition. To quiet pleas between the lines. Evil, she tells them, doesn't always knock. Sometimes, it's already in the house. This was the story of the Harper family. A story that looked like love, until the truth surfaced. Evil doesn't always knock. Sometimes, it sleeps beside you, smiles in family photos, and kisses your children goodnight. If this story unsettled you, you're not alone. Subscribe for more true crime stories that reveal what people are truly capable of, because the darkest monsters often hide in plain sight. Tap the like button to support the channel, and let me know in the comments, what moment in this story stayed with you.